So thank you for coming to our very first virtual JDRF open house. We have a lot of community engagement programs and products and things that don't necessarily have to do directly with fundraising. So I just wanted to share a little bit about those programs with the people in our communities. We will be sharing this recording with the different communities around Alberta. So there will be learning opportunity, I guess, for people in Calgary and Edmonton and Central Alberta and all the surrounding areas. Now, a lot of these programs that I'm going to be talking about today, I'm trying to make it work. Hi, Kurt. Hi, Garner. A lot of the programs that I'm going to be talking about today are offered nationally. So if anybody is going to be watching this video from some other province, know that there are JDRF offices near you. So the very first thing that I want to share about for those that aren't aware is the Bag of Hope program. This program is mainly for those that are newly diagnosed, children under the age of 12, either through your doctor or your diabetes clinic or through the JDRF website. You can apply to receive a Bag of Hope delivered to your household by mail. I actually don't have one in front of me, but it is a little black bag that comes with Rufus, the teddy bear. He's got different site spots, comes with a bunch of information about JDRF, about different products that'll help make care of type 1 diabetes more manageable and easier to manage, hopefully. And it comes with lots of information about the programs and the other resources with JDRF. The best part about the Bag of Hope program is that when you do apply to get that, your information is sent to your local JDRF chapter, and a JDRF representative can reach out to you and see how things are going with you. Obviously, those first few months or even the first year after diagnosis that's a really trying time, and sometimes it's really nice to just have somebody reach out to you and just ask how it's going. I just realized that I didn't introduce myself because the people that are on the line know me, but for anybody that's not watching, I am Melissa. I work in Central Alberta as the JDRF Fundraising and Development Coordinator. However, I started with JDRF as a volunteer in 2010. My oldest son, Carter, he's 8 right now, but he was diagnosed with type 1 in 2009 when he was 15 months old. So I know our family has benefited lots from the JDRF programs before I ever became a representative or an employee of JDRF. So that's why I'm so passionate about community engagement. Kurt says that they did the Bag of Hope and Rufus was a big hit. Rufus is always a big hit. If anybody that's watching the video had a Bag of Hope from probably about 5 years or more ago, there used to be boy bears and girl bears. Now there's just one general bear, Rufus, and he is the cutest. So that is the Bag of Hope program. So if you or somebody you know has been recently diagnosed, you can visit the JDRF website, which is just jdrf.ca, and you can find the link to apply for your own Bag of Hope. It is totally free. There is no obligation to be involved with JDRF after that. It's just a nice thing that we can send to you to hopefully help make your journey a little bit better. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is our mentor program. This is generally the step after the Bag of Hope. Also, a lot of the diabetes clinics and different places do have mentorship request forms, but if yours doesn't, you just can find your local JDRF chapter or office, again, on the JDRF website, and apply for a mentor that way. What this is a person or a family that's matched up that's living a similar situation as you. So if you have a child that's, say, around the age of 7 and you have other children and you are working full-time, we try to match you up with a mentor that's also a working parent with multiple children, one around the age of 7 with type 1 diabetes, or slightly older, not a lot older, but just a little bit older, to kind of give you the what's going to happen kind of deal. I am a mentor and my son is 8 now, so I'm generally paired up with people in the area that have children about the ages 5 to 8. I have been paired up with children that are younger than that because they have gone through the baby stage and the toddler stage. And it is nice to have somebody that has been through it and understands it that can talk you through. Now, our mentors are not medical professionals. They are not able to give any advice on insulin adjustments or carb amounts even, or anything like that, but they are there to help be a sounding board for you to ask things like, how did you feel when your son went to school for the first time? Or when your daughter went to her first sleepover, how did you arrange that with the parents? Or how did you handle high school or driving or puberty or college? Or there's a lot of what ifs and what did you do's that we like to have somebody to hear those experiences and what they did and what worked for them or what didn't work for them from. So that's where the mentors are from. The mentors are trained by JDRF, so they have been given instruction on what they can and can't support with and how to properly support a mentor family or mentoree family, I guess. If you are interested in a mentorship program or mentorship for your family, by all means contact your local JDRF. If you are interested in mentoring, please contact your local JDRF as well, because we are in desperate need of mentors, at least in central Alberta. I'm not sure about anywhere else. And this includes individuals that live with type 1 diabetes, parents or grandparents of children that have type 1 diabetes. There are people looking for mentors or just advice givers in general at any level in every stage of their diabetes journey. So that is our mentor program. Continuing on with that, a little bit more of a casual, I guess, partnership or community is our monthly coffee meetups. Now, in different locations across the country, they're called different things or they do different themes, but in Edmonton, at least, and in central Alberta, we have monthly coffee groups that are for caregivers and parents of children with type 1 diabetes. So in Red Deer, ours are generally held on the third Sunday of every month at 2 p.m. At Bauer Place in the food court across from Starbucks. So it's a group of parents that meet together once a month. We usually have a theme to kind of keep us on track. We always start with a positive diabetes yay, is what we call it, at the beginning of every meetup, so that we talk about something positive that's happened in our diabetes journey over the past month. This is a really more casual, less structured way to get that advice from other people that have been there and just really to talk it out and have that community of other people that get it. Some examples of themes that we've done in the past, we had a Bring a Caregiver Day where I brought my mom and actually Kurt's parents came and some other grandparents of type 1 individuals came, or actually one was her daughter was type 1 and her granddaughter was type 1. So she had a really unique take on that. So it was really great to have these caregivers that are in the lives of our children be there as well. We've had themes about type 1 and puberty. We've talked about going back to school, about Halloween or holidays with kids with type 1. This coffee group is generally geared towards children with our parents and caregivers of children with type 1. We do have individuals that come that their children are grown, and they provide a great perspective, especially to people that are going through the preteen and teenage years. Hi, buddy. We also, in other areas, I know Calgary is one, they have an adults meetup group. I believe it's called T1D Talks, and it's generally the university age, but they get together and they do events or just like pub nights, things like that. We are in central Alberta and in Edmonton looking to put together youth groups like the preteen to late teenage year groups to do activities. We just need the people. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, again, reach out to your local JDRF office and say, hey, we're here, we want to do this. Tell us how we can get started. So those are the big ones that I wanted to start with. The next thing that I want to show you guys, Oliver, you're cracking me up. This is one of our type 1 families from Edmonton area. Oliver's also a youth ambassador. So that's the cutie that you keep seeing on the screen. So the next thing I'm going to do, I want to share with you guys, if I can remember the screen, our brand new T1D Hub. And this is really our our master of type 1 care. And if you're on the phone, you probably can't see it, but Denise, can you see the page? Yeah, okay, perfect. So visiting jdrf.ca, my screen is a little small, so I can't find my things. You'll see up at the top here is T1D Hub, and this is really our community engagement hub. So this is where we will be, and this is brand new, so it's got very, not limited, but basic information right now, and there will be more stuff added. So in here you can see Bag of Hope is listed right underneath. This is where you can fill out, oh, there's Rufus in our bag, and it comes with a book called When a Child Has Diabetes. It also comes stuffed full of information pamphlets. So this is where you can request a Bag of Hope for your child or grandchild or neighbor or whoever it is that was recently diagnosed and under the age of 12. You also can see here the mentor program. And there is a form to request to be matched with our national office calls the mentorship program Talk T1D. So if you see that, that is the same thing as mentor. I'm just going to click right on the T1D Hub. So there's going to be information shared in here, articles like this link between gut bacteria and T1D, information about stuff that you see on the news like the Google Smart Contact Lenses, articles about issues that you might be facing in your T1D journey like diabulimia. But there also is a lot of information under the Learn section. We used to have separate areas for things like the adult toolkit or the pregnancy toolkit or the school toolkit. Now they're all under this Learn. So adults, you just click on here, and there's all of these different areas that you can find information and resource. So if you're looking for something like the pregnancy toolkit, that's under T1D in women. Now it's talking about all sorts of things in women, but down here, there's a bunch of pregnancy information. So you can read it here, you can print from these pages, you can save these pages, and the information is all there. For those with school-age children, there's information for the management plan for schools, communicating with schools, basics to share with other caregivers like babysitters or aunts and uncles. Again, the Bag of Hope and the mentor program are in here. Treating hyper and hypoglycemia in school, and educating the educator, which is about sharing with the teacher. So all of these resources are here 24/7 for when you need them. I just want to go back to that for a second. The management plan in schools, this is a PDF document that you can fill out, and it's your care plan for your kids. So you can fill out right on here all the information, and you can print it out. We've done this actually every year, and it stays in my son's binder that they have at the school and in his file at school. So it's really handy to have that as a fillable PDF. Also under Learn is the T1D Insiders. So this is our newsletter, and that's where a lot of information like these great articles are shared, and you can subscribe to the newsletter right there. There are, under the Connect, there's again the mentor program and the Bag of Hope. There's a Twitter chat, which is just an ongoing Twitter feed. Discover, there's information about our Canadian Clinical Trial Network, which is the network that you can find where there are current trials taking place, recruiting, and you can sign up for some of the trials like Pathways to Prevention, which is a TrialNet study. My youngest son, Tucker, is part of that. There are other studies for older children, teenagers, adults with type 1, even family members that the TrialNet one that Tucker's a part of, he's a family member of an individual with type 1. So that's how he's involved in it. So definitely check that out and see if there are ways to get involved. Information on the research and news and press information. So that is all the stuff that's offered on like a national basis for the community engagement programs. Other things that we have done locally, and I know that other areas, other chapters are doing, we do quarterly family events. So in the spring, it's our walk kickoff event, which is very family friendly. In about January, we usually do some kind of family event. We've done bowling, we've done skating. For us, our small chapter, we don't have sponsorship for these events. So it's just the families kind of plan a day to get together. Each family pays for themselves, but it's nice to be with other families and for the kids to be with other kids that are also checking their blood. I know my son, that's a big thing for him. If he goes skating with his friends from school, he's the only one that has to stop and eat a snack and check his blood. When he goes skating with his JDRF friends and families, that's everybody stopping to check their blood and eat a snack. And it's a big deal for him. And that's something that we really like to promote in Central Alberta and within JDRF is families connecting with other families. The Facebook pages are an awesome way to do that too. Feel free to comment on stuff and like the comments and comment on the comments of other families to start those relationships, because we really are all in this together and we do understand it all the same way. There are also people involved in our communities and within our other programs who themselves have been living with type 1 diabetes, sometimes for many years, right, Garner? And they being involved in the community that way through events like the Tell Us Walk to Cure Diabetes or the JDRF Ride for Diabetes Research. You interact with those people, and that's a really great opportunity to share that information with your kids, especially the older kids that kind of get it a little bit more, that they can see people living healthy, normal, successful lives with type 1 diabetes for years and years, and it's really uplifting and positive for them. So like I mentioned, with the walk and the ride and the gala, of course these are fundraising events. But for me, the way that I view the walk is one big community engagement event. That's where I first got involved with JDRF. That's where I first made my first diabetes parent friends. My D moms is what I call them, but I have D dad friends now too. And that's where I met them, and that's where I connected with them. And they have helped me so much in the last 7 years to really keep my sanity and to know that a type 1 diagnosis is not the end of the world. There are these resources and support and communities available out there that are stewarded and supported by JDRF, and it really is more than about the fundraising. It's about the community coming together for a common cause. So that's kind of my short and sweet of what I wanted to share with the programs. I know a lot of people don't know a lot about the programs outside of the fundraising events, so I'm glad to have had an opportunity to share that. I'm going to unmute everybody. Hopefully that's not a terrible idea. I know sometimes we have stuff going on in the background, but let me know. Okay, everyone's unmuted, so everyone's strangely quiet. Does anybody have any questions or want to hear more about a specific program?
Melissa, it's Kurt here.
Hi.
Thanks very much for the information. That was, again, just being our first year, some things that I wasn't aware of. So that's excellent. I was just wondering, is there anything kind of new on the horizon that maybe we can look forward to in years to come, or think development or anything like that?
Like research-wise or community engagement-wise?
Well, really anything kind of related to the programming and the fund. Yeah, even research. Really, yeah, anything that you're kind of aware of that maybe isn't maybe formalized in a document on the website yet, or maybe something we should watch out for.
That is an excellent question. I think probably the next big thing to watch for on the website is things being added to the T1D hub. The intention the attention of JDRF is to make the T1D hub really the place to go for anything you need diabetes, type 1 diabetes related. So if you're looking for things like how to handle a birthday party with kids, or links to apply for scholarships for kids with type 1 diabetes, or events happening in your community, that's really what the type 1 or the T1D hub is looking to become. So I think that's really, like I said, it just launched. Like when I say just, I mean last week. So it's brand new. So there will be a lot more information added to there soon. The other thing that a lot of people maybe don't realize is when you go to jdrf.ca, I'm going to share my screen again so that I can show you guys. I need to make it a little bigger. So when you go to jdrf.ca, there is this locations button at the top, and a lot of people don't view this one because they maybe don't realize that these are updated locally. And as I'm saying that, I'm recalling that I haven't updated mine recently. So take mine with a grain of salt. But you can see there's information about the chapter or the office, and then there's information about the events coming up. Again, mine is needing to be updated this month, but it will give you information about what kind of events are coming up in your area, including the information about the coffee groups or things like that. So that's my Central Alberta one. I'll see if I can show you Calgary's. Theirs is usually updated. So they have information here about other things, how to get involved too, planning a community event or a personal campaign, support for newly diagnosed, TrialNet information. I know Edmonton has stuff about they have a huge gala that happens every November. It's a ton of fun if you ever have the opportunity. Upcoming local events, stay tuned. I probably should have gotten a better example before I clicked on all these, but there's information on all of these different local sites, and that's really where you can find a lot more about what's going on, or find out who to find the information from. So you can find the JDRF staff. You can see that there are a number of people working there, so you can email those people directly and say, like, hey, I live in this area, I want to get involved, what's going on, what's coming up, or I need a group of other parents to keep me sane and tell me how to get through this week of back to school or flu season or whatever, and how do I find that? And your JDRF local office is really helpful in that way. So yeah, as far as up and coming things, I think the the T1D hub is what to keep an eye on as far as the website and research. All of the updated research, as soon as I get it, it's posted on the JDRF website under news and press right away as well.
Oh, perfect.
So when I learn it, you learn it.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Kurt. Good question. Anybody else have any questions or want some more information on it? Okay, well, if everyone's good, then I am going to close this off for the night. Then thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time to come and listen to me ramble on about something that matters a lot to me. I am available all the time for questions. I'm just going to stop the recording for a second, or to end the recording.